1990, I was born in an educated middle-class family. Everything was fine. Life was going smooth. My childhood was full of wonderful memories. I was science student of 12th class, but I fell off from the balcony of my own house. I sustained severe spine cord injury. Surgery has been done, but it was unsuccessful because of the lack of medical facilities there in Kashmir. Which made me wheelchair user for life. For the 5 years, for next 5 years, I was deeply depressed, largely confined to the four walls of my room. At that time, battling and winning over my own pessimistic thoughts was the biggest and the largest hurdle for me. My existence seemed to be threatened from my own internal conflicts, self-doubts, inhibition, inertia. I took charge of my life so that I could become self-reliant, so that I could run myself on my own. So I started going rehab center, namely Shafaqat Rehab Center there in Kashmir. There I saw some people whose condition was even worse than mine. And I was amazed to see some of boys were playing basketball on wheelchair. I was surprised. That was the turning point of my life. And as a wheelchair basketball player, I steadily moved ahead from district level to the state level, then to the national level, and now international level. Thank you. Absence of any in-house basketball team in Jammu and Kashmir compelled me to travel Hyderabad so that I could qualify for the National Championship 2017, where Wheelchair Basketball Federation of India welcomed me, and I was selected for the team Rest of India. There I performed exceptionally well, and from there my career began to move. Post their life-changing match, I moved to Delhi. Well, it was very difficult for me to convince my parents that I want to shift, because it was not possible in Kashmir to practice my game, to improve my game. You know the situations of Kashmir, and roads are not accessible, and there was not any court which was accessible for wheelchair users. So I decided to shift Delhi, and I joined Amar Jyoti Institute as a teacher, so that I could run myself on my own and I could practice there and I would improve my game. There was a special coach in Amar Jyoti, Varun Ahlawat, who helped me a lot to practice, to improve my game. Well, I continued traveling to Jammu and Kashmir whenever time allowed, and whenever I was invited to provide training and counseling to the girls who desire to pursue their career in basketball. So basketball team needs 5 players. So I had 2 options, Delhi or Jammu and Kashmir. Well, Federation gave me that option, but I had personal advantage to play with Delhi team. I was practicing in Amar Jyoti and I was working with Amar Jyoti, and I was having coach there, and Amar Jyoti was the sponsor of Delhi team. And also Delhi was strong team that time. So I continued my game with Jammu and Kashmir. It was really hurting me when opposite team was hitting me on that leg. But I didn't give up. I continued my game and we reached it. Jammu and Kashmir reached quarterfinals. It was the first time for Jammu and Kashmir to participate in nationals. And after that championship, I was declared Player of the Year 2019 in that championship. After that series, I had undergone surgery. In that time, I was not able to contact with my parents, my family and friends in Jammu and Kashmir because network was blocked there. It was August, 4th of August of this year. Well, when my doctors, I have a good experience with them, and my doctors recommended me surgery, when they informed me about the surgery, I was like, who will take care of me? I'm alone in Delhi, and how is it possible for me to be admitted in hospital without any attendant? But some of doctors were really good. They told me, especially my surgeon, Gaur, Amita, and Ashwini sir, they told me, you don't need to worry, we are here, we are your family here. And they supported me a lot, and I was there for 9 days without any attender. And I was told in Kashmir before becoming a spokesperson and all that people outside the Kashmir, people in India don't like Kashmiris. Well, they were wrong. I think I'm welcomed at every corner of my country, India. I was declared unfit, I had a surgery, things were not going good. But the good news was that one of the girls from those 4 girls was selected for the international camp, and she too will represent India in Thailand soon in this year. I was happy for that. That was actually my aim, to bring more girls from Jammu and Kashmir. This motivation is indeed my drive that makes me aware of high purpose, that I perhaps destined to be served. My life's ultimate motto is to revolutionize the concept of infrastructure accessibility in my country, India, and to influence and inspire people from all the walks of life to page sports opportunities irrespective of their impairment. Well, I have faced lots of challenges, and some of challenges are being a Kashmiri. And since enough infrastructure facilities are not yet available in Kashmir, so people tend to think that being a Kashmiri, I can't do much because we have a lack of exposure in Kashmir. So initially, even my own family was not ready to send me outside valley because of security concern and take care concern. Moreover, some relatives and family friends used to demotivate me and also demotivate my parents. Reasons. They doubted my potential, as there in valley there was no among girls with disability who took stand and did something in life being disabled, especially in sports. Recently, I met some demotivated and encouraged wheelchair user girls who were influenced to extent that they had to discontinue their studies because of the lack of facilities, because of the lack of accessibility and support. I felt as if the dreams of these girls have been trampled down. I feel very bad that time. Here I am much thankful to my family who let me to study in those initial conditions of worse health just immediately after I was gone through the spine surgery. They made the death possible situations possible in the harsh weather condition of Kashmir, especially in winter when temperature drops to minus. They were carrying me, lifting me. In fact, that time I was not having wheelchair. They were lifting me, sometimes dragging me, to take me to the examination venue, that too with the inaccessible road that leads to my home. And another challenge was being disabled. Initially, it was also difficult for me to accept myself or to accept disability as it was a acute one. I was also not knowing how to deal with this situation. Schooling became troublesome because of the accessibility issues there in Valley. I even had the witness changing attitude of some of my close friends. Soon after my injury, it took me 5 years to develop acceptance towards my disability. And I was not having any idea how to deal with disability. I was completely clueless. Before the injury, I wanted to be a doctor, I aspired to be a doctor. But after the injury, my health condition compelled me to change my mind because colleges were not accessible, and I never saw any doctor serving on wheelchair there in Valley in Kashmir. Accessibility was the most challenging thing that I faced after my injury. My college was not accessible. Even the hospital there in vicinity was not accessible for wheelchair users. And moreover, the society was not empathetic towards me. And after my graduation, I tried to apply for some jobs advertised then. But people suggested that I rather ought to apply for the teaching job because for them that was the only suitable job for me. Well, they never thought that I could become a spokesperson on wheelchair. People were talking so many things in front of me. They were like, who will feed her after her parents? Who will marry her? Well, they were wrong. After becoming independent, I have got many proposals. It's me who is not accepted because I'm not mentally prepared. And it's not wrong on being on wheelchair, you can't marry. No, you have not lost that organ. You have not lost that feelings. If you will find any person who will respect you and respect you with your disability, go for it. It's not wrong. All these has even made me to think about committing suicide. Well, right now I don't think so that I was disabled, I could not continue my medical studies. I think that colleges were disabled. And that engineer was disabled who did not consider that there are people like me and that people thinking were disabled, who think that nobody will marry me, and no, I'm not able to continue my study in medical. And another challenge was being a girl. Being a girl, there are lots of girls. Being a girl, I was not allowed to go outside alone at all. My family and others had this common belief, which in fact is true, that outside is not safe for girls. They were saying that it's not safe for every girl. How could be it's safe for you? So they wanted me to be home confined. I wanted to go for advanced physiotherapy, which was not nearby my home. For this too, my family was not initially ready because of same concern of security and all. Despite all these challenges, I believe that if we adopt a positive mindset and start accepting our disability, things will become more easier to deal with. Family support is must and mandatory. My father do say that I should always remain positive and focus on drawing out the best in me. He also taught me that one could fall. It could hurt you if you are alive. You would cry, well, that's human nature. But you can't wait for any miracle will happen and everything will be fine. No, you have to work for it. You have to do hard work. So get up and start again. This has boosted my confidence, so when I started going out, I utilized the same confidence to make myself independent. The kickstart of my life is the day when I saw boys playing basketball on wheelchair. That was an eye-opener for me, and my joy knew no bounds to learn that even I can play on wheelchair too. And since then, my journey of basketball on wheelchair got a kick. And then I became the first female wheelchair champion from Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you.